And in recent weeks, we've seen the Secret Service coming under fire due to back-to-back security breaches at the White House. Omar Gonzalez, the Iraq War veteran who scaled the North Lawn fence and made it several hundreds of yards into the White House before finally being subdued, is just the most recent in a list of blunders kept hush-hush by the Secret Service, leaving many wondering what to make of these reports of agents involved in wild parties when traveling, such as the scandal in Colombia involving drugs, alcohol, even prostitutes. Some people even questioning the recent laxed security measures being tied to the president's race. But that may not actually be the only issue, according to an open letter to President Obama written by our very own Tom Hartman and Lamar Waldron. They claim that it's just this type of sworn secrecy and lack of transparency that's kept files and reports linked to President John F. Kennedy's assassination still secret after more than 50 years. Those were just a few of the things they addressed in this open letter. Now, earlier I was joined by Mr. Lamar Waldron himself to discuss the Secret Service, JFK, mob bosses, and more. He's the author of the book, The Hidden History of the JFK Assassination. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Well, what Tom and I tried to point out in our open letter to President Obama was that the problems the Secret Service has been experiencing in recent years, the security breaches, the heavy drinking by agents, there's been an ongoing racial discrimination lawsuit by a large group of Secret Service agents going on for more than a decade, that these kinds of problems are not new. They have been going on for more than 50 years at this point. And because there is so much secrecy still around the JFK assassination, and the Secret Service is a big part of that. They've been withholding files now ever since a law was passed. Back in 1992, the JFK Records Act, passed unanimously by Congress to release all of the JFK assassination files. But the Secret Service, along with the FBI and the CIA, has basically disobeyed that law. And they destroyed files. They admitted they destroyed files after that law was passed, and they're still withholding files today. And it's a shame because the National Archives will not even admit how many pages of files are yet to be released. According to NBC News several years ago, it's not thousands or tens of thousands, it's millions of pages.
Millions. Now, if these things were declassified, what do you believe these documents will actually show about the Secret Service actions surrounding the JFK assassination?
Well, we know exactly what they'll show because luckily long suppressed newspaper files, people who worked for the Secret Service and other federal agencies talked to myself and talked to Tom Hartman, and so we know what they'll show. They definitely would show an attempt to kill JFK in Tampa, Florida, 4 days before Dallas, in his long motorcade through Tampa, Florida, an attempt that had many, many similarities to what happened in Dallas just 4 days later. They would also show an attempt to kill JFK in Chicago 3 weeks before Dallas, an attempt so serious that JFK had to cancel not just his motorcade, but his entire trip.
That was the author of the new book, The Hidden History of the JFK Assassination, Lamar Waldron.